I figured for the first time ever coming back to Genshin Impact content that I would wear a cowboy hat. Because we're in Snezhnaya and we're shooting guns, right? And yes, it's a Bucky's cowboy hat. I don't really care. But today, I wanted to talk about something very specific. I'm not playing Genshin Impact at the moment. And for those who have been on the channel for a very, very long time, I used to mainly do Genshin Impact content. I started out when the game released and was playing until about, I think it was middle of Natland, around like 5.4, 5.5. And you know, the thing is that I still keep up with what happens with Genshin Impact. I may not be the biggest fan of the game, but I know like the characters that are coming out, what they look like, and stuff like that. And I will say something popped up on my desk today, right? You know, so Sheriff Ty is gonna have to, you know, talk about this stuff because this is something that I think that a lot of viewers do, and then they try to make the streamer look like the worst person in the world. So today, that's what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about a situation specifically that pertains to one Kensai Eevee and why I think that they should be arrested. No, I'm kidding. No, why you shouldn't be doing something like this. So if you like the content, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. Would love to hear your opinions. Don't forget to check out Gamer Subs. Use code Tystra for 10% off of your purchase. Gluten-free, keto-friendly energy, great for the soul. Love this product so much, and I will shill it till the day I die. I'm just saying, they sponsored me, and I love them for it. So get yourself some awesome stuff. We just got the new sour lychee flavor from Matarcon. So if you're a VTuber fan, definitely check that out. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and dive into today's video. All right, so I literally got on here, and the first thing I see on Twitter today is actually not this, but I see this thing right here, and this is from 4 days ago. But it's just so funny how this has kind of exploded, right? So we're gonna talk about this and then go back to Kronos's tweet a little bit. So, Kensa Eevee here. Sorry, I said Kensai, but Kensa Eevee here says, I asked Brand Online TV for help with getting Odette sooner because I always get my 5-star at 80 pity or more. And do you know what he said? He told me to go fucking explore. And apologies for the language of this video. I'm going to be reading it verbatim of what it says. So if you get upset about the language, I'm just saying, like, we're reading it, right? And then banned me from his Twitch chat. I did get some ads, so I might have missed some words, but geez. You made it look like I was a fucking retard. It's just crazy. Like, because, like, for me, I know Bran. I've talked with Bran multiple times, and Bran is a very cool dude. Very sweet dude. So I find it very hard to believe, or I found it very hard to believe that this was happening. But who didn't think of doing that before asking for help? And I rarely use Twitch, which is why I don't follow you there. But I am subscribed to your channel and have watched your videos for a while. What you did was completely uncalled for. Now, pause, because this makes it seem like legitimately, this makes it seem like Bran murdered their, like, spouse and kids, you know, like, holy crap, what did Bran do? Well, before we go any further, because I'm going to spoil it, it's not as bad as you think it is. It really isn't. It's really not that bad. Because here is where we have the moment that this happened. And shout out to Bran for posting the receipts. Because honestly, you know, Bran is one of those people that's just like, I'm here and I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna post it up. So here is the receipts from when this happened. I want you guys to pay very, 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 very close attention to what he says. Because what this person is saying, this Kensa Eevee is saying that Bran said, is completely far from what was actually said and how they made it seem. So here we go. This is 2 hours and 6 minutes into a stream. He's you know, playing Call of Duty Genshin Impact 3. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive in.
Mr. Brown, I lost my 50-50 on Sandrone on my 85th pull. And I really want Odette. Is there any way you'd be able to help me out? I know it's dumb for me to ask, but I thought I could at least try.
By the way, very dumb thing to ask.
Yeah, of course. So you lost your 50-50 to Sandrone, so you went into a brand new region.
So that's 2 points. 2 points
totally
right there.
Fresh with a guarantee. And
3 points right there.
So, bro, literally play the game.
Oh my God, Bran. Oh, what an asshole. How dare he say, play the game. No, I'm sorry. I'm overacting. No, but for real, it's like legitimately what he said was just play the game. And I'll give further context.
New region in front of you, bro. Go and explore, open some fucking chests. You're probably going to get enough to guarantee you Odette.
Did he just say the F word? How crude. Oh my God. So he says go open some fucking chests. You might as well have told I'm not even gonna. No, I'm gonna say you might as well have told Envy to go pick Mint, right? Because this was just horrible. How dare you? How dare you say go open some chests?
It's a brand new region.
And then here comes the worst part.
Also, it's fine calling me Mr. Brand, but your first message basically asking me for free shit. Your first ever message, and you don't follow me, by the way. Like.
Okay. To be fair to Kensa Eevee, they did clarify that they were subscribed to Brand's YouTube, not his Twitch. And that's all fine and dandy, right? But in this instance, like, okay, if I'm going to e-bag, right? Because this is what this was. This was e-bagging, 100%. If I'm going to e-bag one of my favorite streamers for funds for a character, which this was what it is, and we're going to get to a couple things about that too. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to clarify everything. Like, hey, Bran, I know this is my first time chatting in your Twitch channel, but I've been a longtime subscriber of your YouTube. You know, would it be possible for you to help me get to my Odette? You didn't, it's clarify. You need clarifying information. But it still goes. It still goes. There's
So
a couple last things. Couple
not
last
that
things
I
said.
would have given you it if you were, but I just find it kind of funny. I'm curious how many other people you have already asked this question to.
And that is an important statement right there, which we will get to that. Or we actually, I think it was just in the first thing. No. Okay, we'll get to that other statement too, because that is very important what he just said, right? Because, I think it's right here. Without the monetary support of Brand Online TV or Duck TV, I grinded everything I could, and about 78 wishes later, I finally used my guarantee. I won't be rude or mean about this, but I am requesting an apology from Brand Online due to his crude response to my request for help. So, because you did exactly what you were supposed to do, you got exactly what you wanted. That's crazy, right? I mean, granted, they lost the 50-50 prior, which automatically guaranteed them Odette, but still, there was nothing crude about what Brand said. And not only that, the fact that you not only asked Brand, but you asked Duke or Duck. I think it's Duke. I can't remember. But the fact that you asked them, right? And you did beg for monetary, like money, which I might add, you do try to like steer away from that like later on in the conversation, but we'll dive into that in a bit. But let's continue on with this, because I want to continue and kind of like go into a little bit more of the details. I understand that it might not have been smart for asking, but I wanted to try even if the answer I got was no, but you went overboard. There was no overboard in it. He literally said, go explore, go open some fucking chests. And he also said, for a first-time chatter, you shouldn't be asking me this. That's not overboard. Overboard? Oh, well, maybe the ban. Okay, oh my gosh, you got banned from a chat that you e-bagged in. My apologies, good sir, or madam, whoever you are, whatever you are, you know, like, it's just you can't be mad when you e-bag in a chat, and maybe it was a rule in Brand's chat to not e-bag. Did you ever think about that, right? I asked for help because the only non-cried character I got was Columbina because I lost to Lauma and couldn't get enough pulls for the rest. Then I pulled for Sandrone, and after a break, and got C6 Kuching on my 85th pull, which means that I haven't gotten a new character since Columbina's release. He made me feel like garbage, and now even one of my friends is telling me to quit the game after I told them what happened. Well, I mean, again, I would assume my friends would tell me the same if I was on somebody's channel e-begging for money. Or in this case, e-begging for a character, which means that you're asking them to send you money for the character. Because there's been times before in the past where creators have given viewers money to summon for characters, right? It's a charity type of thing that they do, and it helps boost like viewership. It's easy, but not everybody is like that. Not everybody is doing it at all times. I'll give you a great example. When I was streaming on Twitch as myself, and I was doing Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, I was giving away accounts, which is not exactly pro TOS of Dokkan Battle, but it is what it is, right? But I was doing that, and I was giving away a bunch of accounts for people to play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. It was a charity thing. But after that, everybody kept coming into my channel saying, hey, when are you doing the next giveaway? I'm like, I'm not doing another giveaway. I'm done with giveaways. This is what it is. Viewership down. But Bran is way bigger than me and doesn't need that viewership, right? And he could do it for, like, if he wanted to, he could do something for like a clip. He could do it for like a, oh, hey, here, just take this, go have fun. But he doesn't need to do that. He's not, like, it's not expected of him, right? Even if you don't see this Bran online, or even if you ignore me, I just want you to know that you could have been nicer with your response to my request for help. Dick move on your part. So I want to clarify this. I think that he was actually very professional with what he said outside of saying fucking, right? But who cares? Like, he's streaming. Like, you're interrupting him as he's working to e-beg for money, right? And again, you, like, later on in one of your statements, you don't say that it's a monetary thing, but it was, because you literally said it in your opening post, and that's exactly what you were hoping to get out of it. Don't try to play dumb, okay? The manipulative tactics do not work, right? So Brand goes, I literally said just explore 7.0. Explain how you or me giving you genuine advice for getting a character is a dick move. You asked a stranger on the internet for help getting a new character while being less than 80 pulls away on a new patch, question mark. Very true. The way you responded was very crude, and I do understand that I shouldn't have asked, and I sincerely apologize for that. I was already trying my best to explore the map, but I get overwhelmed by new content easily since I took a big break and still have a few quests to do. Brother or sister, whatever it is, right? Because I haven't looked into this person, right? You don't have to get everything done the first day the patch is out. You don't have to summon for the new character the first day the patch is out, right? Like, you're acting as though if you didn't have this right away, you were going to, like, be bankrupt. Please, Bran, I need this. My Odette is kind of homeless, that type of ordeal. And it just kind of goes further because Kronos, which I've followed a little bit. I think Kronos is a dope person for reporting some good news. Sorry, but this is by definition entitled, you went to a streamer's chat and asked for gambling funds. When they deny it, you play victim because they didn't respond nicely. You don't deserve any nice response after you inappropriately asked for money, which is true. It is what they did. And they even said, without the monetary support of Brand Online or Duck TV, I grinded everything I could to get to 78 wishes later. Without the monetary support, without the monetary support, after begging for help, Mr. Duck TV either didn't see my comment or on his short, or he simply ignored me, which is understandable and didn't hurt like your words did. I still admire your work, and I hope you see this so I can start watching your content again without feeling like I'm nothing but garbage. I mean, to be fair, you asking like streamers for money is already crazy. And then Brand responded, and then we already talked about this. or no, never mind. This is something different. Don't remember how I responded in the first place, but I stand by don't ask strangers for money in a Twitch chat. I recall maybe a week ago, I was asked by a first-time chatter who wasn't following. If that is indeed you, I actually gave you good advice of just play 7.0, which is true. Yes, I know, and I appreciate the advice, but you could have said it in a nicer way instead of cursing between each one. He cursed once. He cursed once. And not only that, but he wasn't cursing at you. It was an emphasis of what he was saying, like open fucking chest. Like he wasn't saying, hey, you better open some fucking chest. He was saying, open some fucking chest. You know, it wasn't a dick move. I think you're just a baby. I think you're literally just like being a soft baby about it. Like hearing the F word, okay, is not that big a deal, right? I rarely use Twitch, which is why I don't follow you, and I've always been a subscriber to your YouTube, and I really enjoy your content. I will say that. Brad could have said, like, hey, you're a first-time chatter on Twitch. You could be a subscriber on YouTube, but it is what it is, you know? Either way, I don't think his response would have changed. And then we go to here. Clarification for all of you who just want to interpret whatever you feel like. I am not mad that they didn't help me. I'm not demanding anything. I made the post because I knew he wouldn't respond to a DM more than likely. Learn to read instead of making up your own headcanon. Okay, so instead of DMing them and getting ignored, which probably would have hurt your ego a little bit, but probably would have been, you know, the thing where you couldn't try and spin this into Brand as an asshole, you went to his live chat and you e-begged for money and expected a nice response. That's what I don't understand. That is actually what I don't understand about this. Like, you fully deserved exactly what happened, right? I just realized I'm double screening a little bit. Let me go. Bloop. There we go. But yeah, you can't sit there and be like, I am not demanding anything. I mean, true, you weren't demanding anything, but you were asking something that was kind of fucking stupid. Like, you were asking a streamer for money. That's on you. This was the post that I was talking about that really kind of made me laugh about this whole thing. I want to correct myself one last time because it's time for you people to let this go. The use of the word monetary is wrong. In my chat message, I never specified what kind of help I was requesting, but it was not monetary. I got an ad as he read my chat and context was lost. Okay, so let's assume best intentions, right? Like, you went into his chat and you weren't implying monetary gain, right? But you literally said in a Twitter post, without the monetary support of Brand Online TV and Duck TV, right? Now, again, this could still mean that you weren't originally asking for monetary support. Maybe you were just being cheeky. Maybe you were just like throwing that out there to be like, oh yeah, without the monetary support of them, I still got my Odette. You know, maybe you were flexing a little bit. Maybe you were, you know, popping the shoulders a little bit, you know, and that could actually be it. That could very much be it. However, the implication of how you were saying in the chat, because we could go back to it. Like let's do this. We're gonna go back to it. I want to hear the actual like full on message again.
Mr. Brown, I lost my 50-50 on Sandrone on my 85th pull, and I really want Odette. Is there any way you'd be able to help me out? I know it's.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's play the whole.
For me to ask, but I thought I could at least try.
Okay, so we got the whole message there. You did not say monetary, but you also didn't ask for advice. The implication is that you're asking for money, right? Now, granted, again, you are 100% correct. I want, like you said, the use of the word monetary is wrong. In my chat message, I never specified what kind of help I was requesting. That's true, but there's a manipulation of words, right? You can say something and then somebody goes, oh, well, I don't have this. It's like, oh, well, I wasn't asking for that. How dare you assume that I was asking the words? That's exactly what you just did with this whole conversation, right? Because you knew exactly what you were asking. You were asking for money. What you wanted to do was you wanted to see if you could get money without saying, hey, give me money. And then when the streamer got on you about not giving you money, you wanted to then turn it around and basically make them look like a terrible person. And honestly, I don't get down with that. So honestly, here's the thing, and this is gonna be going straight to Kensa Evie, right? I'm gonna be point blank with you, right? And this is coming from a fat guy, right? I'm fat, and I didn't groom my beard before this video. I'm wearing a freaking Bucky's cowboy hat. I'm gooning to all this stuff, right? I'm gonna tell it to you like this, right? Your manipulation tactics don't work. You're getting your 15 minutes of fame from all of this because people are replying, but it's not the fame I think that you were looking for because you have turned your comments off, right? So what I would honestly suggest to you as somebody who does streaming or did streaming and does content creation, and I suggest this to you specifically. Stop begging for money and stop trying to make it seem like content creators are terrible human beings because you wanted to manipulate a situation, right? Now, this is my advice to everybody out there who goes into people's streams, right? There's joking, which is perfectly fine. Like, I get jokes all the time on, like, from my friends saying, hey, give me my funds so I could get this character on this gacha game. Like, it happens all the time. And usually you could tell when it's a joke or not, right? However, if you are a new chatter, and you're legitimately asking, you're not going to get it 9 times out of 10. Streamers are not going to give you money just to summon for the character that you like unless they specify they're doing a giveaway, right? Do it for giveaways. Like, if they're doing a giveaway, they're doing a giveaway, but don't go into their actual streams and be like, hey, give me money, or hey, I want this character, can you help me? You know, like, that's, I don't know. I just think it's a little bit, I think it's a little bit weird. So, but that's my take on it. What is y'all's take on this whole situation? I would definitely love to hear everyone's opinions on this. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And as always, we will catch you in the next video. Please take care and be safe.